Fact. There's no such thing as a true atheist. You really do believe in God.
Is that a no true Scotsman? I think it is.
Is this like the same like simulation theory argument we were getting earlier? It's like you're predetermined to like be, you know? I fucking hate this type of shit.
Well, no, it's this is more of an argument of like, oh, well, I really know what's in your heart more than you do because, you know, I know that God exists and I feel it in my heart. So, you know, since I know it and you don't believe it, you know, I'm going to tell you that based on what I believe, you actually do believe this because I can't conceive of being able to function without believing this. So I can't perceive of you being able to do so.
What the
That's
fuck?
what this is.
I think a lot of people do that in other ways too. So.
Yeah, it's called mental gymnastics.
I mean, like, it's kind of like a straw man argument, because it's like, I'm going to assign this position to you and then attack that. Isn't that a straw man?
Yeah, but it is, but they don't even understand what a straw man is. They just think, oh, well, you know, because I believe God exists and therefore he must, you know, you just don't understand. You do believe in it, but you just don't. It's dumb because it assumes that atheists have never heard these arguments before and that atheists have never believed this before when many of us have. I was raised in this. I was raised in this nonsense. I was raised believing that God exists and I don't believe it anymore because I no longer have evidence to believe it.
Yeah, but, you know, Jay, Pascal's wager would say otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, it's shit we've heard for a long time. And it's funny, too, because, I mean, like, communicating what you think is so limited when you think about it. Because, I mean, like, you know, we have language, but it doesn't specifically convey the emotions you have. You can only describe them. So for this fucking asshole to get on camera and be like, I know what you think. No, you don't know a fucking thing about me. You have no idea what I think or what possible conclusions I've come to or why. So how you could assign this position to somebody else and just admonish them for having it, even though they don't. I mean, like, it's fucking idiocy.
Yeah, that's the
You're
thing.
a
Like,
fucking idiot.
literally anybody could watch this video. He pretends to know, like, literally every atheist who has ever lived.
You're just too stubborn and rebellious to admit it.
Okay, alright, that's it. I'm just stubborn and rebellious. It's not a lack of evidence. Okay.
You can get in my comment section, you can cuss and you can fuss, but it doesn't change the fact that the law of God is written on your heart from the moment you were born.
So he's basically admitting that nothing's going to change his dumbass mind, so why even...
It's funny, too, because Christianity, like, the people who, you know, Christians, they're regarded as, like, sheep in the Bible. Here's my flock.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I find that fitting. I don't know why. There's something about this that just, like, brings that to mind immediately.
Yeah, dude.
That morality and conscience is not a product of evolution. It's a product of God's stamp being upon you because you were made in God's image for God's glory. That's why the Bible says the fool has said in his heart there is no...
Okay, here's another good one. The fool has said in his heart there is no God. It says it so in the Bible. The Bible itself calls you a dumbass, so obviously that corroborates anything the Bible claims, right?
Yeah,
because it called you a fucking dumbass. There you go. That's all you need. Sweet. There's no other piece of text that, like, you know, proclaims shit that never happened and then, you know, calls anyone idiots for not believing in it. No, that's unique to the Bible, and it's only valid when the Bible does it. Okay. Seems good. Thank you.
Oh, God, you have to deny what you know in your heart to be true in order to say that there is no God. So, God doesn't believe in atheists? I don't...
Okay, well, let's talk about what God is, technically. God is one out of many, possibly infinite, unfalsifiable hypotheses. So we don't know that it doesn't exist, but we don't know that it exists either. There's no way to prove otherwise. So how would I possibly know in my heart that there is a God? If it can't be proven or disproven, how do I know? Either way. I mean... I know I'm making kind of like an agnostic argument, but I feel like that attacks that well, too. Because you can't know either way. So how... Again, he's assigning a position to me that I don't fucking hold. If you want to have a theological argument with people, do that, but, like, don't fucking engage in this dishonest bullshit.
This is just someone who has like such a weak like basis in their actual morality and how they like think and feel about themselves. That they feel the need to like project this. Like I don't know. I guess the best way to put it is like they've built this wall around themselves, and that's the only way that they can feel secure in their shitty fucking beliefs is by assuming that everybody who thinks the opposite from them just must be
Yeah.
completely fucking lying to themselves. That's
Yeah,
like
I'm
that's
just gonna-
exactly
how
what they're
weak,
doing.
you know.
I'm just gonna
That's why I
like erect a
said
wall of like misrepresentations and lies, and that's gonna be like my little safe space bubble from questioning the shit that I've been told.
Yeah, mental gymnastics.
Believe in true atheist because at the end of the day, you know right from wrong because God put that in your heart. So guess what?
All right, well, prove God then.
Okay. Yeah, prove
Provide
it.
some kind of evidence. That's the whole point of this fucking back and forth atheists and Christians have had for so long. It's a lack of evidence, and we're asking you for it, and you just keep denying us it.
Wait a minute.
Instead, we have shit like this where it's like, well, you know deep down inside that there is a God. No, I don't.
Wait a minute, dude. I just noticed something. I just noticed something.
What? That he's full of shit?
No, he made this on TikTok.
Yeah, dude.
Oh God. Oh,
He's
that's
not
fucking disgusting. So it's like I'm gonna indoctrinate a bunch of fucking Zoomers with my. Ugh, God.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
No, I bet the Zoomers
Okay.
love him.
He made it on TikTok, dude. I can't believe it's a TikTok video.
TikTok.
Dude, as soon as I saw that watermark, I was just like, oh my God, dude, it got even worse. I didn't even think this could
Yeah,
get any
dude.
worse, dude. Why is a middle-aged man on TikTok? Even I'm too old for TikTok.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, you know who
Oh,
else is on
late
TikTok
man.
now? Boogie.
Oh no.
Dude,
Yeah, he's on there.
I considered TikTok for like 5 minutes because I thought maybe it's like Vine and maybe I'll. And I was like, took one look at it. I'm like, nah, this community is fucking gay.
It is not like
No.
Vine.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Apparently, Pastor Locke wants it.
Get mad all you jolly well please. But you do believe in a God, you just deny him because you don't want to be accountable.
Why would it matter if someone's mad? I mean, like, if you're spewing, if you're spewing, obvious shit, then I mean, like, yeah, people are gonna get irritated by that. Because they're looking for communication, and what they're getting is a lack of that. They're just getting a straw man, a misrepresentation, a bunch of lies.
It's true.
Why would that not provoke people to be irritated?
So there's something I want to point out. Could you go back just like 5 seconds or so? Because
I just want to say, like, even if I was a staunch Christian who was like in this guy's flock of sheep, I would be mad because I'm like, well, you're doing a shitty job at defending my position.
You just deny him because you don't want to be accountable to him.
But no, like I could easily make that same argument about him, right? Like you're just saying that we don't believe in God because you're too fucking feeble-minded to live in a fucking world where he doesn't exist. Basically what we've been saying this whole fucking time. It's like we can make the exact opposite argument to you and have it be just as fucking valid, if not more fucking valid, because you're trying to prove something that doesn't exist. And we're just saying that, oh, something that hasn't been proven to exist doesn't exist. That's why religion is so fucking stupid compared to this fucking compared to just being an atheist, which it says, not necessarily that I know or don't know. Like there are Gnostic atheists, like they're stupid.
I don't think he's trying.
Well,
I think
not.
he's just kind of like, he's just virtue signaling to like other staunch conservative Christians out there, where it's like, fuck you atheists. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, so they're gonna flock over to him. I think that's the intent behind this. I don't think he's trying.
But you will be one day.
Thank you, Pastor
Go fuck
Greg
yourself.
Locke.
Get off TikTok, old man.
Yeah, leave those kids alone. Do that.
Leave those kids alone. Do you want to play some gum hand job?
All right, fine. We'll do that. I hesitated, and I still do, but whatever. People seem to like it. Let's see.
We can do it every once in a while. I just don't want to do it like we used to do it,
Gum
So,
hand
I think
job.
this might be an old video of his.
All right.
I don't.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Speaking of the Illuminati,
Okay, all right. Did he?
there was a guy.
Oh,
I
okay.
forget who it was. Let me
No,
see
I know who
who
that
it
is,
was.
Vaughn.
He was
Don't
on
worry about
Yeah,
it.
the guy.
CNBC. He was on CNBC, and he
The
let out a
man
Freudian slip,
behind the mask.
mentioning the Illuminati by name.
By name.
and caught everybody's attention, especially mine. So, yeah.
I like how casual he's being about this. Like, he thinks there's this malicious secret organization that rules the world, and, you know, they worship pure evil.
Okay.
And for him, it's a day-to-day activity. It's just like, oh, yeah, you know, we're fucked, and Lucifer will rise and kill us all. Hey.
The reason why the reason why he's acting like this is because he feels validated that Illuminati was mentioned on like apparently a major news network. Just because the word was mentioned, like apparently that's enough for him to confirm that, oh, it's been real the entire time. It's like, no, it's probably someone making a fucking joke about fucking conspiracy nuts like you, if anything.
Yeah, or it's confirmation bias on Vaughn's part. He's just looking for anything he can find that he feel corroborates his beliefs.
They said it.
No matter.
They said it though.
They said it.
Interesting. And for those of you that might be wondering, have you heard about the prophecy about Donald Trump?
No.
Have you heard
Donald
the tale
Trump
of Darth
has been picked by
Pelagius the Wise?
Now this is a story.
Root out evil in this day, and to put America back on the path that originally intended by the founding fathers.
Von Helton's
Smack.
life
Now.
inspires me to stay in college. Thank you for the super chat, Alan Reyes.
You say, well, Von Helton, do you subscribe to this particular prophecy? I really did. The problem is that Trump picked a career politician as his vice president. It makes a world of difference.
This is what I don't understand. Like, people who, like, draw the line at Mike Pence, but they're like, no, Trump, he's our fucking guy. It's like, they're not as different as you would like to believe, man. And there's a lot of people who think like that, too. Like, they're not as different as you'd like to believe. Like, it's so weird to the extent where it almost makes me question why Trump even bothered making him his vice president, because he didn't, like, Mike Pence didn't nab Trump up any people that he wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Like, the evangelicals, like, they don't give a shit. They're not going to vote for a Democrat.
What you don't understand is that the vice president of the United States is the president of the Senate. Okay.
He sounds like,
and in order to
man, he sounds like so happy with himself after making that point. Like, yep, I made an intelligent point right there.
all right, so if the vice president is the president of the Senate, all he's got to do is block anything that Trump tries to do.
What?
And anything that Trump tries to do, he'll block it in the Senate, and that'll be the end of it. And there's not a damn thing Trump
Aside from all the shit that Trump did do that he didn't block, aside from all that, yeah, he'll do it.
can do about it. Not a damn thing. Trump has literally stepped in it by putting...
No, I think it's the opposite. I think he just picked someone who would do whatever fucking Trump wants. Like, you know, Mike Pence. I mean, like, people didn't know who Mike Pence was prior to that. Maybe a few people did in the district that, you know, he controlled. Which, by the way, saw an uptick in HIV infections thanks to Mike Pence being a fucking science denier. I think Trump just, like, picked someone who he knew would just go along with whatever he wants. Dude, and that's what he did.
I saw a bunch of fucking liberals. I think I might have even mentioned this on the show at some point, but I saw a bunch of liberals on Twitter being like, Mike Pence for president, because they wanted to impeach Trump. And I'm like, what? Wow. Like, why do you phrase it like that? Like, why are you phrasing it like that? Like, no.
I'm sorry, but no, that's so much worse, dude. At least Trump's an idiot.
Yeah, at least he's stupid, you know?
No, they just want to elect, like, the first Lego man president. That's what they want. Because Pence kind of looks like one of those, like, Lego people where, like, you know, you take the hair and you pluck it on top.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You know, he could also be our first Sith president as well. Like, that's a political party that doesn't get a lot of representation in our country. Like, you know, the Sith?
No. Yeah. Can we not just have the Sith dominate globally? That'd be cool, because, I mean, like, I feel like we're heading in that direction anyway.
Yeah, dude, we have the
Might
Sith
as well
Empire.
just get to it. Yeah, let's get into it, as Vaughn would put it.
This Pence guy, this Mike Pence guy as his VP.
By the way, thank you,
He
Alan.
just doesn't realize it.
I am the Senate.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand how this game works. And to quote Newt Gingrich,
why would anyone do that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. To quote a fucking geriatric retard.
Speaking of Lego people, here's Newt Gingrich.
He's not a secret society person. He is not one of their clique.
Oh, I trust Newt Gingrich on who's in a secret society and who isn't. Yeah.
So he don't know how evil and diabolical these fuckers can be. All right.
Diabolical.
But he's picked a career politician. Mike Pence was a congressman for years and years and years and years and years long before becoming a governor. All right, so he's a career politician. And
No
Trump
shit.
picked him, and it will be to his detriment.
And Trump's a
Because
billionaire.
if
You don't
by-
think that he's gotten his money through fucking shady means? People can get their fucking money through shady means that aren't political necessarily without being a politician. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, it's almost like a lot of these people, they buddy up to other powerful people so they can get leverage. And they buddy up to a bunch of rich people, too.
Yeah, it's almost like
So
there's
they
a
can
bunch of
get
fucking people
so
that
they can
want
cash
wealth
a
and
big,
power.
fat fucking paycheck, after
Yeah.
they're done serving.
Exactly, it's all
some
about
miracle
wealth and
of the
power.
God, as Trump does win, he's not going to be able to get anything done
Okay, so this is like 2016. Shit.
because Pence can block that shit in the fucking Senate.
Yeah, isn't it
There's not a
funny
damn
looking
thing
back
Trump
and
can do
seeing
about it.
how much like he thought that Mike Pence was going to be a thorn in Trump's side, and he's just like a belligerent little bitch, like anybody would expect him to be. Like, of course he. What the fuck were you thinking, Von Helton? You thought his fucking vice president was going to be a thorn in his fucking side? You fucking stupid. Clearly you are, because you're Von Helton. But I really can't believe that even you were that stupid and gullible enough to think that Mike Pence.
Okay, but he's saying that, like, Pence could block anything Trump does as vice president. Yeah, so could any other vice president. I don't know if that's even accurate, but giving
Probably
him
not.
that just for the sake of argument. Yeah, just for the sake of argument, like, so could any other vice president in that instance.
Vice presidents don't have like veto power over the president. There's a reason why the president is the president.
I mean, Vaughn, take your fucking precious guns, for instance.
Yeah, take your precious gums,
just-
Vaughn.
Just because someone has the ability to do something doesn't mean that they're gonna do it. It's kind of like how you have your fucking little shitty gun collection. You're not gonna go out and kill a bunch of people, I hope. I don't know, I'm doubtful. I think you're just too fat and fucking stupid and lazy to do that. So you're not gonna do it. Same thing applies to fucking Mike Pence. He's not gonna do that because it's not in his best interest to do so. He's pandering to the same base. Why would he flip them off by overriding anything their precious god emperor wants to do? He's not gonna do that.
So, even if we get Trump, we don't get Trump. You follow me?
No, I don't.
This is just his way of excusing that even if Trump gets into office, this is why he didn't get anything accomplished. Like, he's trying to prep for like years and years from now. He's because when Trump's out of office, inevitably, like whenever the fuck that happens, Von Helton's gonna make another video and just gonna be like, "Yep, it was all Mike Pence's fault that he didn't get jack shit done in office." I guarantee you, if he even remembers that he made this video, because he probably will not.
Because in order for Trump to be successful, he has to pass laws. He has to repeal other laws as well. Okay?
Repeal
He
and
ain't gonna be able to
replace.
repeal shit if Pence is in there shooting down everything he does.
What makes you
Which
think?
he
Whatever.
didn't do any of this. It's like, this is gonna happen if Trump gets elected. It's like, well, none of this shit that you would say happened ever fucking happened.
Yeah, so even someone in the chat brought it up. His fucking sly smirk in this video, like he seems so satisfied with himself, like he has it all fucking figured out. And here we are 4 years later, just proving him wrong with every single fucking statement that he makes. Everything that you fucking predicted was wrong, Vaughn. Is anybody really fucking surprised by this at this point?
That's right.
That's right.
Go gum a steak, dude. Go gum a fucking steak.
Well, Von Helton, did you even warn Trump about this shit? I warned Trump on Twitter about this.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
personally told Trump, and Trump was like, "Oh, thank you, Vaughn, my good friend.
Yeah.
Thank you for this warning that my other good friend, Mike Pence, might try to stab me in the back. Thank you for being such a valuable fucking member of our society. Get the fuck out of here, Vaughn. No one fucking knows who the fuck you are."
I bet Von Helton was thinking, well, maybe if I point this out, then, when he runs again in 2020, he'll make me his vice president instead. That'd be real.
I would not put it past him to have that motivation in
Oh,
mind.
dude,
Wow.
I said it because it's true. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I do know for sure that that's the reason why.
Okay, here's why Unterhaven no longer exists on Twitch.
In advance. He had no excuse. I made it abundantly clear several times.
Let me be
Do
clear.
not get a career politician as your VP. Don't do it. And they said, well, Von, why not? Because career politicians are in Rockefeller and Rothschild's pocket.
Oh, Lord. Oh, boy.
The Bilderbergs.
The Bilderbergs.
That's why you don't pick him. That's why we're picking Trump. That's why we want Trump in office, is because he's not being manipulated.
Okay, what does that tell you, Vaughn? If you don't want a career politician, What does it tell you when a supposed outsider like Trump
Picks one.
surrounds himself with a bunch of career politicians
Yeah.
and you know, gives like special favors to corporations and other career politicians in the same field?
Yeah, we literally just one video ago saw him jerking off a bunch of big fucking CEOs of these big massive corporations. Like he's clearly in bed with all these fucking people, just as any other fucking previous politician has been.
It's almost like that's a requirement to make it in politics. It's almost like the system is stacked up against people who want actual change.
Yeah, and
Everybody damn
good,
elites.
honest people don't seem to
Got his
go
own
far.
money. Got his own agenda, got his own game plan, whatever, however you want to phrase it.
You know, I think the issue here is that people like Von Helton, they don't look at the establishment and the system that's set up, which precludes any kind of like effective change. They don't look at that and recognize that as such. Instead, what they see are like, you know, this tribalistic mindset where you have camps of people where it's like the liberals, the elite, you know, the
Our
media.
team has to beat
No,
their team.
look, those people fucking exist, and a lot of them go hand in hand, but the thing that holds it all together, the fucking, you know, the dried semen that holds the fucking porno mag together, that's the fucking system you have in place. And it's not gonna change unless there's like a sweeping revolution that fucking overtakes it, and it's never gonna fucking happen. And I'm sick and tired of seeing people delude themselves into thinking that electing one specific candidate is gonna allow that. Electing Trump hasn't done that. I don't think electing Bernie would do that either. I don't think Bernie could even get elected.
No,
But even if he did, I don't think anything would change.
That's where you're wrong, man. If anything, like that's the reason he won't be elected is because it would cause real change. Like I think that's pretty clear at this point. Like if that,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why he can't get elected, because they don't want change.
I mean, the people want change. It's that the moneyed interests don't want any change, and that they're going to influence as many fucking people as they can to vote against their own interests. And they have so much power, such a grasp on our society, how we think, like what we consume, all these fucking things that, like, can you really blame like our society that much when people have been raised in a fucking, you know, environment of nonstop commercialism where they're told like, oh, the media man is right, just turn on the fucking news station and you'll hear what's truth. I mean, there's just been constant generations and generations of people being like socially manipulated into thinking these ways. If anything, I blame the prior generations who let it fucking happen under their noses. That's why the current generation is so obsessed with stupid fucking petty menial fucking bullshit. It's not their fault. They're products of their environment. That's how a lot of people are.
Pretty much.
It's sad because I think a lot of us, you know, regardless of political alignments, I mean, like, I think a lot of us are on the same path up until a certain point. You know, like, we all know that there's corruption going on. We all know that the media is lying to us. We all know these things, and yet, you know, we come to a crossroad where it's like, okay, well, which path do you take? Do you go left or right? Neither is going to lead to any kind of solution. The way it's set up, it fucking, the pendulum swings back and forth for a fucking reason. This is why you have people like Joe Biden being the supposed most electable and the front runner. It's because, like, they don't want change. They want to maintain status quo.
That's the problem.
And when a candidate claims to be for change, you know, like maybe Kamala Harris, like, you know, leadership and civil rights, I mean, she doesn't give a fuck about that. Joe Biden doesn't give a fuck about that. Trump doesn't give a fuck about that, and neither does Mike Pence. All of them are interested in maintaining what they have, because that's the most lucrative option. That's the way it's set up. That's the way they're going to continue climbing the ladder of success.
Yeah.
That's all those people give a flying fuck about.
And the American people are presented our political system like it's a fork in the road. Like you can take these two paths, when in reality, like if we all fucking stood up and agreed on it, then we could just forge our own fucking path and do whatever the fuck we think is right. It wouldn't have to worry about who's left wing or who's right wing. It would worry about what ideas are best and like what ideas are best for the American people. And there will be people who disagree and agree. Like there will still be fucking disagreements. There will still be fucking heated issues, but it doesn't just have to be about being left wing and right wing, and left wing people think this way and right wing people think this way. Like you shouldn't have to fit this fucking mold, fit into this fucking cast. Ideas should be individual arguments among themselves in which people group themselves up in support or not support. I feel like that's a lot more healthy, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because people are too busy generalizing other like demographics of people and shit. Like, you know, on Twitter, you're on there espousing the views that you have, and someone comes along and they assume that you're just a privileged white man based on what you're saying. They dismiss any valid, you know, notion that, you know, you would have behind what you're promoting there. And the same thing applies to, like, you know, other people. We have people in, like, the conservative circles who are like, you know, the Jews are behind it.
That's the
People
thing, too.
don't want any kind of revolution or sweeping change. What they want is someone they can blame. And so in Vaughn's case, that's Mike Pence. That's the liberals. That's the media. That's the Bilderbergs, or whatever the fuck he has.
All his fucking
he's
scapegoats.
looking for that. Because he's given up any hope he had, or might have had. I don't know if he had it in the first place, but any hope he might have had in you know, possible change. Something that would not just benefit him, but people as a whole. That's no longer of interest. Instead, it's like, you know, we need to pwn the libs. We need to send back those fucking dirty brown Mexicans and shit. These people don't want fucking change. They want to continue getting fucked in the ass. All they want is someone else that they can make feel worse than they do.
He shot himself in the foot by getting a career politician as his VP. Because
evidently not. It seems to be serving him well, just like any other fucking person you fall for.
Okay, he's going around in circles now, and it goes on and on and on and on.